According to Adam Schefter and multiple news outlets, the Chicago Bears will be on Hard Knocks this year. If you're not familiar with Hard Knocks, basically it is a show on HBO or Max, whatever they're calling themselves now, where they will follow a team around in training camp. And this year, it makes sense for the Bears to be selected. They had the number one pick. There's a lot of interest and a lot of buzz about the Chicago Bears this year. And so it makes sense. How do I feel about it as a Bears fan? I can take it or leave it. Extra information and insight into your favorite team is always great. However, you don't really learn anything new. It's just more content because the NFL is such a dominant sport. It's something that's talked about all year round. It's great to have more information and context to talk about your team. It'll be really interesting though to see how they frame the quarterback situation. And by quarterback situation, I mean Caleb Williams. The whole reason, probably one of the primary reasons why the HBO franchise is going to Hard Knocks. There's a lot of additions. There's a lot of buzz around it. I can take it or leave it because we don't really learn anything new. There's a few bits and pieces of conversation. We'll get to see an inside look of Halas Hall, which is always kind of cool. An inside look that we don't always get, but it's so sanitized because these guys are so secretive in general, and they're going to be even more secretive. And so we're really not going to learn anything new. We're going to follow some guys that are going to be on the cutting room floor, on the verge of being cut. We'll probably see some conversations with Caleb Williams, but what will be really interesting is how they frame Caleb Williams because he can't struggle, okay? I am telling you right now, the Chicago Bears will not allow Caleb Williams to be seen as struggling on Hard Knocks. He might have one or two plays where they don't go their way, but I guarantee you that the NFL, because he was the number one pick, and we see what happened with the Panthers and their number one pick last year, they will not show Caleb Williams struggling. You heard it here first. They have to show him working and succeeding and winning because the Chicago Bears this is the most interested anybody outside of Bears fandom has been interested in the Chicago Bears in a long, long time. And so if they show him failing or struggling to connect with the receivers, there's going to be a lot of issues, but they want to make as much money as possible. And so they did the smart thing, and they're going to have the Chicago Bears on Hard Knocks this season. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to report on it. I'm going to tell you my thoughts and opinions. Am I excited about it? Meh, I can take it or leave it. But it was a no-brainer. The number one pick, the Bears haven't been relevant in a long time. There is interest, certainly from Chicago sports fans and NFC North in general, interested to see how well he does. But I don't think they're going to allow him to struggle. It's going to be heavily edited, only praise, only great things that are being said about Caleb Williams. So that's my expectation. They're not going to show anything. I highly doubt that they'll show quote unquote what's real. It'll be heavily slanted to show the good things. And when you watch Hard Knocks in the past, that's kind of how it was. I've watched many seasons of Hard Knocks, and they didn't show the quarterback struggling. They didn't really show the blemishes. I mean, even last year with the Jets, there were a lot of problems. It came out throughout the season that there were a lot of problems with the New York Jets, and we didn't know. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't one of those things where it was evident. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the real story. We're not going to get the real picture. The real picture, the real story will happen probably within the first 6 weeks of the regular season. Certainly by the time they get out to London when they play the Jaguars, and that's going to be a big deal. People are going to make a big deal of Caleb Williams going against Trevor Lawrence, and so just be on the lookout for this. This is going to be something that people are talking about. People are excited about it. I can take it or leave it because they don't give us anything real. So make sure that you like, follow, comment, share, subscribe to the Bear Claw podcast for all your news and information regarding your favorite team, the Chicago Bears.